The green slopes of our forested hills lured our first settlers and furnished them the materials of a happy life. They and their descendants were a little careless with that asset.
Franklin D. Roosevelt ran for president in 1932 against Herbert Hoover. He first introduced the Civilian Conservation Corps idea to employ men during his campaign. He wanted to help the nation appreciate the outdoors, but he was criticized by Hoover's party, so he left the idea in the back of his head for a while.
My plan to help the Great Depression is...
No! Stop! My plan to help the Great Depression is much better. I want to employ men to do projects for the conservation of our national resources.
That idea is terrible. How are you going to accomplish that? Vote Hoover for president.
The 1932 election results. Herbert Hoover versus Franklin D. Roosevelt. Franklin was born into a rich family but had polio, which many people looked up to him because of his openness with his disability. Herbert was orphaned at age 8 and was a self-made millionaire by age 40. Herbert Hoover believed that the Depression would only last a few months and it would repair itself. He believed that individuals should help himself. Prosperity is just around the corner. Soon every family will have 2 cars in every garage and a chicken in every pot. Franklin D. Roosevelt believed that the federal government should take action to help during the Great Depression. He believed the government could end the Depression through pumping money into the economy. This nation asked for action, and action now. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The result? Franklin Roosevelt won by a huge amount. Herbert Hoover only won 6 of the states.
So how did FDR start his plan?
I'm so glad you asked. FDR was determined to help with conservation. He had his people come up with a plan to employ 25,000 men to do conservation jobs by summer. The proposal was sent over on March 21st, 1933. The plan was signed into action on March 31st, 1933. It was called the ECW, Emergency Conservation Work, then later in 1937 officially named the CCC. This was implemented to employ many single men to help relieve their family and money struggles. 1/3 of its programs were meant to give families relief and ease them with their money problems. This program was one of them.
The men were sent to camps to live in due to the fact that most men lived in the East, when all projects were in the West. They were also given food to eat, and they were given $1 a day, which totaled to $30 a month. At the end, they were expected to send $22 to $25 of their paycheck to help their families.
The role of these men was to plant trees. Over the time the project was run, they planted more than 3 billion trees. They also made trails and shelters in more than 800 nationwide parks. Occasionally, they would help with natural disaster relief like flooding. They fought forest fires, cleaned and maintained access roads, reseeded lands, and made soil erosion controls. Also, to help the animals, they would build shelters for them to live inside. The goal of this project was to get people to not take for granted the outside.
They also built campsites for families to enjoy, just like these.
The planning committee faced big and small challenges. The large challenges was who was going to be recruited, where they were going to go, and what to do when they got there. The small challenges they faced along the way were what would the men wear, what would they eat every day, and how to discipline them.
In 1942, after 9 years, they had employed nearly 3 million men. They also employed people in minority groups, World War I veterans, skilled foresters, and craftsmen. They also employed Native Americans living on Indian reservations, and even African Americans, but they worked in different areas.
So tell me, how has the CCC helped you in these hard times?
The CCC helped me greatly in providing for me and my family.
So, tell me, young lady, how has it been since your son left to help?
I miss him so much, but he is helping my expenses and provides so much for his family back home.
So tell me, little man, how's your life changed since your dad joined the CCC?
Ever since my dad joined, I've been able to sleep and eat well.
Thanks to Franklin, we no longer have to worry about going into a Great Depression again. He helped so many men and families during these hard times.
Vets, skilled foresters, and craftsmen. Native Americans living on Indonesia.
The proposal was sent over on March 21st.
She just sold the clip.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was
Alright, give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I said give me a thumbs up when I'm ready.
Thumbs up.
They also... Hey, toss me the pen though.
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye.